are now tuned in for not the final time. We'll have some news on that towards the end of the show. Tell me about it. The number one recap show for the number one spring football media conglomerate, the United Football Media. We cover the United Football League as of right now. And the championship was this weekend, the big game. You know, Tay, we had our rundown. We had our analysis of what needed to happen. And it turns out we had the right analysis. We just had the wrong teams. We had the teams flipped around because it was Bryce Perkins who needed to show up and play the perfect game, because who did not show up. Do we have like a milk carton? Do we have the FBI notified? Are they on a watch list? Because the Michigan Panthers defense has not been heard from or seen in weeks. 58, count them, 58 smackers laid on that Panthers defense in the championship game. You know what's funny is we had talked about it, me and Tay, about, Tiamu's going to have come out and have the game of a lifetime because Bryce Perkins is going to Bryce Perkins. He's going to get his. And you would look at this score and be like, man, they got their ass whooped. The thing is, Bryce Perkins did Bryce Perkins. Bryce Perkins did not have a bad game. Bryce Perkins went for 338, 4 touchdowns, and 10 yards on the ground rushing. It was just a total and complete. And then early in the game, I was hooting and hollering. Tiamu was playing great. DC defenders got the fumble on the kick return. I said, it's all lining up. Tiamu's doing what he needs to do. We stole a possession. This is one of the things I said needed to happen for DC to have a chance. It was all lining up. And then it all just got blown away because DC just ran away with it. Jordan Tiamu. Not just with the performance of the year. This is arguably one of the best quarterbacking performances in the history of modern spring football. In the championship game against the other top team, 75% completion. That completion percentage was looking real good. It's crazy what happens when you get a high completion percentage. Good things happen. I don't know. Some people seem to disagree. High completion percentage, 75%. Incredibly clean. 390 yards passing. 4 touchdowns. No interceptions. 156 QBR. Ran for 30 yards as well. And a touchdown. And ran in a 2-point conversion. Unstoppable. Jordan Tiamu, very ironic given the fact that just this week, Bryce Perkins, there were some people who had some things to say about the fact that Bryce Perkins only played half the games and still got the league MVP. The other guy who was in contention for it was Jordan Tiamu, and then Jordan Tiamu comes out there and does this in front of the world to the Panthers in the championship game. Crazy. Our guy, Ty Scott, emerging back from injury to close things out. He's like T.O. from the Eagles in 06, 07, except this team actually got the job done, unlike the Eagles did in that game. Ty Scott comes all the way back from a broken arm to have a 63-yarder or a 73-yarder, go to the house. Fantastic job. Jaden Mickens, a guy we weren't even talking about in the preseason, but damn it, he's right up there in the MVP conversation for this game. Obviously, no one's beating out Tiamu, but 6 for 132 and a touchdown. The playmakers who we've been talking about from day one, Tay, were making plays. Roberson with a sack. Malik Fisher with a crucial sack early in the game. Panthers tried to make it interesting with 10 minutes left. A bunch of fourth. And it was interesting, too, because we were seeing the truest test of the 4th and 12 play, of the 4th and 12 concept. Is like, what happens when a defense just gets stranded out there when they keep on having to go against drives and the other team keeps converting the 4th and 12. The DC defense was on the field for like damn near an hour, like of time of possession, because the Panthers just kept, score a field goal, get the ball back, score a touchdown, get the ball back. The good fortune on that finally ran out. Ironically enough, on what was kind of a poor pass from Perkins. The receiver had won the route, and they were going to convert on 4th and 12 again. Bad pass by Perkins. It's behind the receiver. Ball goes back to DC. It's done after that. Just it couldn't ask for more. Could not ask for more. The DC defense got a few stops, created a play on special teams. Tiamu was perfect. Could not ask for more. Your UFL champion, DC Defenders. Obviously, there will be a much more a DC Defenders show this week that will be different in tone from this episode right here. But before we get into all that, Tay, go ahead, man. Thoughts on the game?
I always enjoy championship games like this. I love points, and
it was a beautiful thing.
Game right here,
37-19 at half. That was wild too. Good stuff.
I thought honestly, I thought the game was over at halftime. I mean, which you could say it was. I mean, just you don't score 31 in the second quarter and lose. Like, I mean, that was
the UFL, man. Crazy stuff happens in the UFL. I wasn't that confident. It was good. Things were going good, but
there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Like, I don't know. They were doing whatever they wanted out there. Like you were saying last week, steal a possession. The Panthers turned the ball over twice. Defenders took care of the ball. They were able to do whatever they wanted, passing the ball, running the ball. Everyone touched the ball. Everyone got a piece. I mean, it was like one of those games back in the day. You blow on a team out, you start putting everyone in, try to get a touchdown. That's what this was. I mean, this is a perfect game. You played your best game, for the most important game. That's exactly what you want. That's how you draw it up after losing coaches before the season, during the season.
Yeah.
Defenders been through a lot, and nobody saw this coming. It was all stallions, battlehawks, stuff like that. But I mean, this was a great championship. Both these teams had a great year. Panthers were scary all season long. Bryce Perkins, he got his MVP. I'm sure he'll get looks. He'll probably go back to the NFL. I mean, Panthers shouldn't be upset or anything. I mean, they did their usual, but they scored their 30 or whatever. But defenders just were on a whole nother level for the championship game. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. I mean, like I said, everyone played their part. Multiple people getting touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. Jordan Tiamu, he had the best game of the season. I guess that was his his wake up call on him not getting the MVP. Maybe, but yeah, this is a great game to me. It wasn't really close, but just seeing the touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. I mean, really from both sides, because 34 points is a lot too. But 58. No one scored more than that this year. I don't even remember if they did last year, but yeah, 58 points is a lot. So yeah, shout out to the defenders, and they got it done.
That's the most anybody has scored in that building ever. It was 58. So there we go. True thoughts on the beatdown in the dome. The ass whooping under the arch.
I think we kind of talked about it last week. It was just all about what team shows up. I thought Michigan was going to show up. I mean, and to be fair, from an offensive perspective, they did. And I think they did what they could. But when you get 50 plus put up on in a championship game, it ain't really much you can. It is really not much you could do. Like
almost
at that
60.
Yeah, like that's and I give them credit because it's not like back in like 2013 when the Broncos had like 8 and the Seahawks put like 40 piece on them, but it's just a little different. But it was they still competed, but it wasn't a close game at all. And I think Tiamu took it personal. Clearly, he took this very personal, and I was wondering which Jordan Tiamu was going to show up. The one that needed to show it up, he showed up. And as we see, defenders are your champions. I expect some gloating, some celebrating on the DC Defender show this week. So I want to see y'all. Y'all ain't got no gear yet. You know what I'm saying? I would y'all. They're gonna be a parade. They're gonna do a DC Defender parade. Y'all going to the parade.
It's going to be a reflective episode of DC Defender show this week.
Y'all called it though. Y'all called it. So I mean, can't say anything about that. But no, I mean, I think the game was exactly what you want out of if you're a first time person watching the UFL. That's what you want out of a game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's high intensity. Tons of offense. that's what you need. And let's be honest, as much as guys like us, we love watching defenses lock in. We love stuff like that. But if you're a first-time watcher, you're looking for high energy plays. You're looking for great quarterback play. You're looking for stuff like that. And that's what they need, especially for next season, because you want to continue to grow this game at a good pace. So that's DC Defenders did what they did, and they're the champions, man. I'm not shocked. Not shocked at all. That's for sure.
So DC Defenders show some of the stuff we'll talk about. We're going to talk about says it seems to be a little bit of doubt creeping in on whether Shannon Harris actually is moving on after this season. So that'll be something we'll discuss and what that might look like. Hopefully he comes back, or what could be the future. What could affect that? We'll talk about that on DC Defender Show. Obviously, with a little bit more in-depth, note by note breakdown of some of the stuff that happened in this game and going forward. But when you're speaking about the league going forward and things going forward, tell me about it. Starting soon, probably next week, being that the UFL just had another great successful season that just ended. We're in a bit of an off-season mode. So tell me about it is going to transition. We're still going to talk UFL whenever there's UFL news to talk about, but it's going to be a roundtable of everyone who contributes here on the United Football Media being a guest, and they will bring their own subjects to the table, what they want to talk about, and they're going to tell us about it. And that's how it's going to work on Tell Me About It. And then we're all going to react to it. And I think next week, a big part of the conversation is going to be, the future of the UFL, some of the expansion. Ooh, dropping everyone's favorite term, everybody's favorite subject. Some expansion conversation next week.
Yeah.
Some conversations about maybe where the championship game should be held. Things of that nature will be on Tell Me About It next week. And then, throughout the offseason, it could be the NFL. It could be college football, Canadian football, European football. Whenever new news breaks coming out of United Football League, we will be there, and we will be bringing it to the table right here on Tell Me About It. It will be our crew. It'll be the DAR Sports crew, but you're also going to see FBI Tugboat from the PAWD podcast. If Ace if he's done filming Hollywood movies, he will be on the show. Maybe he can join us from set with the smock over him when he's getting his makeup done. He will be joining us at times. We're trying to get some of the old hosts from DCDS to join on here sometimes. Oh, Webb and Alex, see what they got on their minds. Of course, nothing can happen without, if you're going to be opinionated, you're going to have people butting in, telling you what the business is. That's obviously going to include the boys from the cow pasture, the Brahma bullpen. So they will definitely be on here. I would expect regularly having things to bring to the table to discuss right here on Tell Me About It. We're very, very excited for that to be happening. So be on the lookout anytime. And of course, whatever you want to see discussed, put it in the comments. We will bring that up too. User-based show. If we could do a whole show just off of user questions from the comments, we'd be happy to do that as well. So if that's what you want, anything you want brought up on the show, you bring that up too. Bring it to us. We'll put that on the table as well. It's going to be a family affair. It's going to be a lot of fun. Keep this thing rolling. Me, Ace, all the people on United Football Media, we discussed, like, man, we can't leave these 2,000 loyal, awesome subscribers. We can't leave them just hanging throughout the whole offseason. We got to keep giving them stuff, give them something. And so that's what we're going to give to all of you badass subscribers out there, all 2,000 of you. It's going to be United Football Media. Tell me about it, about all kinds of football issues. And it's whatever you want discussed as well. That will be, this is, and it will always be United Football Media. Tell me about it.